What's poppin', peeps? It's your boy for CancerMoonsTarot, and I'm coming at you guys with the daily readings. The first sign I see is the first sign I read. Let's get it poppin', baby, and see what's going on for all 12 of my motherfucking zodiac signs in love. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. If so, let me know down in the comments down below. Links in the description box down below for my Instagram, my Twitter, and my TikTok. If y'all want to drop a follow, I would greatly appreciate that. Shout out to my notification gang. I would love to see my notification gang pull on through. As always, the first sign I see is the first sign I read, and the first sign I saw here for today was Pisces. So we're gonna go ahead and get it poppin' in just a sec. But real quick, everybody, happy Monday. How are you? Hope you had yourselves a fantastic weekend. Hope it was a great time, and I hope you're setting your intents for an even more amazing week here today. Now, I do want to say, guys, I do have my personal readings restocked, so if you're interested in getting a personal reading with me, check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's going to be the first link in the description below, so they are all restocked for the week for anybody who's interested. But nonetheless, hello, everybody. Hey, Allison, what's going on? Mrs. Gray, how's everybody doing? What's going on, Shelby Lynn? Hey, Julie, hello. Hey, Fawn, what's poppin'? Hi, everybody. How's it going? What's going on, Trish L? Hope you guys are doing well. All right, guys, without further ado, we're going to start out here with Pisces, and we'll see what we got going on. So let's see what's popping here for the fish. What do we got showing up here for Team Pisces, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What information is going to be rolling on in here, please, for the zodiac sign of Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. All right, my Piscean peeps, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves this last and final shuffle, and we'll see what we got going on with you, baby. Hopefully, we're going to be looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. Let's see what's going on here for the fish. Pisces, taking a look here at the overall energy for you. What do we got? And we have here the Seven of Wands in reverse. So you could be dealing with a fire sign like an Aries, Sagittarius, or a Leo at this time. Having a look here at your current energy, we have here the Three of Pentacles. What it is you're dealing with, Pisces, we have here the King of Swords. And then taking a look here at the outcome for you is going to be the Ace of Pentacles in the upright position. So let's see what's going on here for the fish. Starting out here with the first card, Seven of Wands reversed here to the Three of Pentacles in the upright. Your overall energy to your current energy kind of feels to me like you're letting loose here. You're not being as blocked, or you're not being in kind of that space where you feel like you have your walls up. So I do feel like, Pisces, this is the energy of you being more vulnerable, really wanting to work something out with someone. Now, taking a look at what you're dealing with, we do got here the King of Swords. King of Swords here is a card that represents somebody who has their walls up, somebody who has a barrier up, somebody who's very serious or very overprotective. I kind of almost feel like you're dealing with someone here where it's like, listen, I want to drop my walls. I want to be vulnerable with you, but I also want you to drop your walls as well. But I kind of get the feeling that you're dealing with a bit of a tough cookie, Pisces, okay? Whoever this is you're connecting with, it's very hard for them to let go of their walls. It's very hard for them to get into that state of vulnerability. And looking at the outcome here, Ace of Pentacles, I definitely feel like tomorrow is going to be a good opportune time to be able to have a conversation with this person, because naturally they are very, very much so in that space of holding up their walls and their barriers and not willing to be vulnerable. So I feel like if you're connecting with somebody who naturally isn't a very vulnerable person, it'll be an opportune time in the next 24 hours to be able to tap into vulnerability and connect with them on that deeper level. Now, this could be anybody. Maybe this is a mom or dad, okay? This is definitely big masculine energy, so it could even be like an older brother, but I get that sense of whoever it is, whether it's a friend, family member, lover, you're connecting with somebody who it's very difficult to have a conversation with, or a deep conversation with, because usually they are very closed off or very protective. So for some reasoning here, I do feel like your next 24 hours will be the best and most opportune time for you to really connect with this person, because they won't be as guarded. They will definitely have their guard down a lot more, and they definitely will be more in an energy of vulnerability. Okay? All right, cool, Pisces. I like that for you. So yeah, it's kind of like a day to get through to someone. You know, if you feel like you've had difficulties in the past getting through this person because they've had a hard time coming to terms with being vulnerable, it's going to be far more easier to connect with them and to communicate here overall, is what I'm feeling for you. All right? So of course, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But Pisces, thank you for tuning on in nonetheless. Thank you to the fish. Okay, so we did our water so far. Water signs were up first, so Pisces, thank you guys once again. So we did our water. Let's go ahead and do water, fire, air, earth. Jumping into our fire, let's have a look here at the Sagittarius. Let's see what's popping here, baby. Messages for Team Saggy. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. By the way, what's poppin', Showro? You said good morning, Soul Fam, and hey, Anthony, definitely getting a private reading from you this week. We'll be in touch. Happy to hear that. I'll be happy to communicate with you over there as well. Very cool. Thank you, Showro. What's poppin'? Also, Gomez or Go Home. How's it going? Hopefully all has been well. All right, guys, what do we got going on here for Sag? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. All right, Team Sagittarius, one more shuffle underway, and then we'll see what's popping. Hopefully, we're going to be looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. What's going on for the Saggy, baby? Sagittarian, overall energy for you is going to be a King of Pentacles. Okay, you could be dealing with an earth sign for a few of you. Looking at your current energy, Two of Pentacles, what it is you're dealing with, we have here the Knight of Cups, and then looking at the outcome here for you is going to be the Two of Cups in the reverse position. So, as far as what I see here for Sagittarius, let's go ahead and talk about it. King of Pentacles up right here to the Two of Pentacles. There is kind of like these phases you're going through right now where sometimes you feel very grounded and very stable, and then other times you don't feel that way at all. So it's like you're going through this up and down, not necessarily spectrum, if you will, but you're going through this up and down energy of sometimes I feel really comfortable, really grounded, really stable. Other times I feel like nothing is going on in my life that has structure or direction. It feels like it's all over the place. So it's been pretty inconsistent in how you've been feeling. I mean, taking a look at what it is you're dealing with the Knight of Cups. I kind of get the sense, Sag, that you might be in a position, and keep in mind, I know I can definitely be wrong, and it can be vice versa, but I do get the feeling for some Sagittarians, the reason why your energy's been so inconsistent is because your energy has been syncing up with the person you're dealing with. And what I mean by this is, let's say, for example, you're dealing with a lover, or you're dealing with a friend, or you're dealing with somebody in your family member, or in your family sector. It almost feels like your energy's syncing up with theirs, where it's almost like your energy mimics what they're feeling and what they're going through. I don't feel like you've been kind of in your own energy at this moment in time. It kind of feels to me like your energy has been mimicking the energy of another person unintentionally. And with that being said, you're kind of like, I don't know why everything feels so inconsistent. It's because the person you're around tends to be so inconsistent. Now, I want to mention this because we naturally sync up with the people we're around. Believe it or not, we naturally do sync up with the people we're around. So if we're around people who are like really toxic, we can then in return become a toxic person. If we're around people who are really loving, really open, we can start to take on those traits and have much more loving and more open traits. So I kind of get that feeling, Sag, that whoever you're around here at this time, their energy's been a bit of an influence on you. I feel like it's been synced up with you, and that's why the inconsistency's been present. Because we have here the King of Pentacles, which says that's the overall energy. That means that's your energy. You've been in a space of stability. You have been in a space of comfortability and feeling grounded, but considering you've been around somebody who hasn't, it kind of feels to me like they've been influencing you, and that's why you felt so inconsistent. So definitely just pay a little bit more attention of who you're around here at this time, and definitely pay attention to when you're picking up on the energy of others, because looking into your next 24 hours, Two of Cups reversed, what looks like is happening here is you're probably not going to be around this person tomorrow, and as you're not around them, what are you noticing? Well, you're noticing, wait a minute, I feel right back into the King of Pentacles energy. I feel grounded, I feel comfortable, I feel relaxed, I feel stable. So without this person's energy over here, you go right back into your own. So the thing is that, well, granted, we all sync up with people we're surrounded by. We also have to remember here too that we can detach ourselves from the energy of others. So what I want you to start doing, Sag, which definitely can benefit you, is if you ever start feeling like my energy is inconsistent, it's not the same, for some reason it's switching up, check in with yourself and check in with your surroundings. Look at who you're dealing with. Are you surrounded by somebody right now who's going through something intense? For example, let's say you're in a happy-dappy relationship, but you're hanging out with your friend who just got a divorce. Listen, there's no disrespect. There's none of that stuff. There's no negativity. If your friend's going through a divorce, you want to be there for her. But at the end of the day, her energy could very well likely sync up with yours. And at the end of the day, as the two of you are hanging out and you're talking about the divorce, maybe you start feeling a little uncomfortable about your relationship. Maybe you start second guessing your relationship as you're picking up on that energy. Is that your true and real energy? No, but maybe that's the energy you're picking up on as you've synced with the person who is around you. So always try to be aware of what other people's energetic state of beings are, and recognize that if you're feeling that energy that they are projecting outwards, just know that you're taking on that energy. And you have the opportunity to say, you know what, that's not my own, so I'm not going to embody it. All right. You get to choose what state of being you want to be in. So if you're picking up on a vibe isn't yours, you can say, you know what, I choose not to pick up on this. I'm going to stay in my own energy, and I'm going to go ahead and reject that energy coming towards me at this time. Okay. So I hope that I made that clear, because I know that it can be pretty damn confusing for anybody who's watching. So hopefully that made a lot of sense here in this reading nonetheless. But thank you, Sag, for tuning in. Do take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But thank you guys for coming out here nonetheless, okay? All right, Team Saggy, let's go ahead and keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did our fire, we did our water. We're now going to hop on into our air sign, and we're going to have a look here at the Aquarius. Let's see what's going on here for Team Aqua, baby. Message is here for Team Aquarian. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. This ain't the weekend reading, Anthony. In the next 24 hours. What's going on here for Aquarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. By the way, happy birthday to Sarah. Your birthday is going to be coming up tomorrow on the 18th. Have the happiest of birthdays. Thank you for tuning in. All right, Aquarius, one more shuffle coming in here for you, and we'll go ahead and get started. Hopefully, all is going to be well here for the Aqua gang. Starting out here with the overall energy, we do have here the Queen of Wands in reverse. So you could be connecting here potentially with a fire sign, Aries, Sag, or Leo. Having a look at your current energy, we got here the Nine of Wands, what you're dealing with, Death in reverse, and then the outcome, Aquarius, is going to go ahead and be the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Cool. Love seeing that show up here in the reverse for you. So as far as what I'm getting here for your next 24 hours, Queen of Wands reversed here, Nine of Wands in the upright. You know, I think that you've kind of been keeping to yourself lately, because this is almost the energy of saying, I haven't been feeling like myself. So if you're an Aquarius watching, there's a chance here you haven't felt like yourself recently. Maybe you haven't felt very empowered or very confident. And if that's kind of been the case here for you, you've been keeping to yourself here with a Nine of Wands. Now, looking at what you're dealing with here, Death in reverse, you know, this is an energy of like, well, things here haven't changed. You know, I might have been feeling this way for a while, is what some of you Aquarians can be saying here. So maybe you've kind of been feeling in a shell for a while, not really like yourself. You've kind of been wanting to be a little bit more in recluse. There's just some sort of energy you've been feeling, and it's like, I'm not feeling me. I'm not feeling empowered. I'm not feeling confident. I kind of just want to go ahead and keep to myself. Well, here's the good news, right? Because looking at the outcome, Nine of Swords reversed, that's coming to an ending here in the next 24 hours for you. So this is the good news I'm seeing for Aquarians. If you haven't been feeling like yourself recently, if you've been feeling off, if you've been feeling like you kind of just want to be in recluse and be on your own, guess what? That's going to shift here moving into your next 24 hours. So this energy too shall pass, and it will pass moving into your 24. I like that though. It's good. I think that sometimes it's nice to bring people that reassurance to know that the end is near, especially if they're in an energy that they're not particularly happy with. So for any Aquarians watching, there will be a shift here happening for you. So don't you worry. It's coming shortly. Okay. All right though, Aqua, do take that if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But yeah, I think we all naturally get through phases in our lives, whether it's like one day, a couple days, you know, where we're kind of in a space where we don't feel like ourselves, we feel kind of detached. You know, it could be a various amount of different things. Maybe we're going through something, maybe it's something astrological, maybe it's something hidden from us that we're not even sure what it is. But we can all go through spaces where we don't feel like ourselves or feel connected to our world. And sometimes it's, you know, there's not much you can do, but kind of just let it pass. And I think that for Aquarians that are watching, you know, you've tried to get out of this energy and you're like, well, I just don't know what the hell to do anymore. So the best thing to do sometimes is to just let it pass. And that's what's happening here for you. So I love that. Okay. All right, Aqua, let's keep it popping, pushing and moving forward. So we finished up our air. We also did our water and our fire. We're now going to go ahead and hop on into our earth signs. And going into Earth, let's see what's going on here for Virgo, baby. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What information is going to be showing up here, please, for the zodiac signs of Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. All right, Team Virgo, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves two more shuffles over here, and we'll see what we got going on, baby. Hopefully, it's going to be some really awesome stuff. What do we got going on here for Virgo? Overall energy for ya is a Death in reverse. Okay, so this could be a Scorpio that some of you might be dealing with. Death card is Scorpionic energy. Having a look at your current energy, Eight of Wands. What you're dealing with, Four of Pence in reverse. And then taking a look here at the outcome for Virgos, we got here the King of Cups in the reverse position. All right, let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's see what's going on here for your reading. So one thing I do feel here for you, Virgo, Death in reverse, Eight of Wands in the upright. Something had to be talked about for you. You couldn't move forward without having a conversation is what it looks like, you know? So Death in reverse here says, I can't move on until Eight of Wands, I communicate or get something off my chest or say what needs to be said. So I definitely feel like you're going to be having a conversation here with somebody in the next 24 hours. For some of you Virgos, this could be a conversation that sparks closure. So if any Virgo needed closure, if you kind of just needed to talk to like an ex, whether that ex is an ex-romantic partner, an ex-best friend, or just somebody who used to be a part of your life, you know, if there was any sense of needing closure, you definitely can be getting that closure just by having that communication. But whether or not the intention here is closure, I see you needing to get something off your chest. You need to communicate something to somebody, otherwise you can't move forward. So the communication is going to happen here with the Eight of Wands, you know, looking at what it is you're dealing with, Four of Pentacles reversed. After you say what needs to be said, it feels like a giant weight has been lifted off of your shoulders, which is awesome. So, you know, it's about being able to let go, being able to say, okay, I said what I had to say. Now I can let go of all this energy and I feel good and I feel fantastic. And taking a look at the outcome though, King of Cups reversed, what I think is good about this too, and a way is that no longer are you kind of in a space where you feel like you're trapped or entrapped by your emotions, because ever since you've released, you've been able to let everything out. So Virgos, I feel like a massive release is coming in here for you moving into the next 24 hours. And in reference to what this release is, it could be a release about anybody or anything. But as long as you communicate and you let it out, you're going to be feeling much better here at this time. So yeah, it's like, listen, I couldn't move on without having to do this one thing. After I do this one thing, I'm able to move on. Maybe you needed to tell, you know, your past or your past person how you felt. Maybe you needed to do an action. I needed to, you know, try something one last time to make sure whether or not it was really for me, right? So I do see that showing up here for you, and I think you're going to get the clarity you need, most importantly, and I think that you're going to be able to get into a space where you're going to say, you know what, I can finally move forward, and I love that for you, okay? All right, Virgo, very cool. Let's go ahead and keep it popping and pushing and moving forward. All right, guys, give me one sec here real quick. Just got to go ahead and do something on my computer real fast. By the way, Jenny Lee, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Also, Sharon Davies, thank you for subbing as well. Really appreciate that. And EVQ, thank you guys also so much. I do want to mention, everybody, if you haven't seen it already today, I did upload Sagittarius and Leo for mid-April 2023. So if you're a Sag or a Leo, check out your mid-April reading. It is currently posted and available on my channel. Okay? All right, guys. So we did our first batch of signs, hopping on into our next batch now, our second batch. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on here for the Cancer gang. What's popping here for Team Cancer, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got going on? By the way, for the 135 peeps in the chat, if you guys could drop a like, that'd be sweet. Thank you all so much for tuning in. What do we got going on here for Team Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. All right, Team Cancerian. Real quick, guys, you had two cards fall on out. We have here a Five of Swords in reverse and an Ace of Wands in the upright position. So I think that for some Cancers that are watching this right now, in the past, you might have been in a space and time where you were kind of not able to pursue a passion or pursue a new beginning, because Five of Swords is usually the energy of frustration, but it also could be the energy of, what am I looking for here? Resistance, in a way. That's the word I'm looking for. So it could be an energy of frustration and resistance. I feel like you were trying to take a new path, but either you talked yourself out of it, or you got yourself so focused on expectations that it basically prevented you, or more so like kind of paralyzed you from getting things done. This is interesting, Cancer, because this is definitely something I've been through before as well. Have you ever overthunk yourself out of doing something, out of literally taking action? Like, you had to think of every fucking scenario to the point where it was like, you know what, I shouldn't even bother trying. Like, that's the energy I feel like some of you were partaking in the past. This is the past, by the way. So for Cancers that are watching, it's kind of like you held yourself back from making any sort of choices at this time. Now, coming into the present day here, you got the Five of Swords in reverse instead of the Five of Swords upright. So if you're a Cancer watching, it's like you're done holding yourself back, you're done being afraid, or you're done getting so, you know, stuck or caught inside your head that it prevents you from being able to get started. You know, that's what I feel here for you. So if you're a Cancer and you've been kind of the delay of your new beginning, or the delay of your action that you wanted to take, you're not going to stand in the way of yourself anymore. You're not going to be the delay. You know, that's what I see showing up, okay? All right, though, that was just a random message for Cancer, so, you know, take that if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but let's see what we got going on here overall for Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. All right, guys, we're going to get this last shuffle over here, and we'll see what's popping. Cancer, overall energy here is going to be, ooh, baby, the 10 of Pentacles. Very nice. You could be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Some of you might be going to like a nice restaurant tomorrow. I don't know if you have a date or if it's like a family party or something like that, but it looks like a really nice restaurant, like bougie, fine dining, things of that nature. All right, so really cool. Taking a look here at your current energy, we do have here the Hermit, what it is you're dealing with, Cancer, Queen of Pentacles in the upright, and then having a look here at the outcome for you, we have here the 7 of Wands. Cool. So let's take a look at your next 24 hours. Excuse me for one sec, guys. Thank you very much. So 10 of Pentacles here, Hermit card here. Let's talk about it. This is Virgo energy, so you might be dealing with one. I feel like ultimately, for a few of you Cancers who are watching, I think that you've been feeling pretty far away from stability for a while now. You've kind of been feeling like there is this energy of being on edge. You're kind of scared of losing stuff. So I feel like if you're watching Cancer, it's like, oh my God, I don't know. Like, I'm on edge. Like, I just feel like I'm going to lose things. Like, I got to hold on to like, I got to claw at like every sense of security. Do you like my little crab claws? It's like, You know, every sense of security right now, we got to crab onto it. We got to claw onto it. So I feel like you've been feeling like there hasn't been much security. And it's been freaking you the fuck out, Cancer. It has. And looking at what you're dealing with, Queen of Pentacles, it's like, I'm trying so hard, though, to know that I'm okay and know that I'm safe and know that I'm secure within myself. But fuck, I can't help but feel this way. And looking at the outcome, we got here the Seven of Wands. And Seven of Wands is the energy of you trying to push away the feeling of fear, but fear emerges. And that's okay that fear emerges, Cancer. I'm not here to put you down. I'm not here to tell you that you need to be 100% fearless, because it's not always to be fearless. I still fear shit. The fucking Pope fear shit, okay? Fear is something that we'll always be with, but it's also something that we can overcome, right? So Cancers, there's some worries here, I think, in terms of your security, whether your security is financial security, whether it's emotional security from a partner or somebody in your family or your friendships, or whether you're really worried about your relationship with someone too. You know, there's just fear showing up here at this time around security. And here's the thing, guys, when we're caught in situations like this, we have to remember that fear is false evidence appearing real, right? So if you've never heard that acronym before, it's very powerful. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Because fear isn't something that exists. It's not a reality that's real. It's not a reality that's happening right now. It's a reality you've created for yourself within your mind. Not a legitimate reality, just a reality inside your head. That's all fear is. It's not an actual current reality that's playing or panning out. So we're letting what's in our head overtake what we're seeing right here in front of us. Now, if you ever watch me, you know that I'm always going to say the present moment is the most powerful moment. It's the only moment we should ever focus on, because it's the only moment we're existing in. We don't exist in our past. We don't exist in our future. We only exist right here, right now. So one of the best things we can do first and foremost to eliminate fear is to tap into the energy of being present. The more present we can be, the more we can see clearly what we have right in front of us. Now, one thing I do want to say as well in terms of fear is that we got to remember we're creating a reality that does not exist. So if something doesn't exist, can we necessarily worry about it? Probably not. You know, when we break it down from that retrospect, if it's not something that's real, why worry? Right? I think often what happens is that we worry it'll become real. It's not about, oh man, I'm freaked out because I'm thinking about something inside my head. It's about, I'm freaked out because I feel like what I'm thinking about inside my head is going to become true. You know, that's where people freak out the most. And the thing is that, remember, guys, we got to look at what's happening right now. We shouldn't be looking at what's happening in the future or the past. And if you're not liking your path right now, then the best time to take action is right now. So let's say, for example, Cancer, you haven't been feeling super financially secure. Start thinking right now, instead of focusing on the problem of, I feel like I'm lacking financial security, start asking yourself, what can I do to make myself feel more financially secure? Can I take on a second job? Can I get a better paying job? Is there any money that I've put somewhere that maybe I can take out at this time that'll make me feel a little more secure? What can you do? Right? Ask yourself those questions. In terms of emotional security, maybe you're really scared that your partner doesn't love you anymore for some reason, right? You start to feel that way. You're really anxious. You're really pent up. Why don't you ask your partner? You know, it's always best from the horse's mouth. Believe it or not, it's better to get information directly from people than to overthink. I know, it's crazy. And listen, I'm a Cancer, right? So I'm with you guys, because I will always just overthink and be like, yeah, this is how they feel, instead of reaching out and telling them, hey, how do you feel? You know what I mean? So I do this all the time. And that's why I want to talk about this with you. So for Cancers that are watching right now, you know, let's say in terms of emotional security, it's like you're really worried somebody doesn't love you anymore, somebody's mad at you, and it's like making you feel like really not secure within your relationship right now. Instead of overthinking about it and like saying, you know what, I'm going to assume they feel this way, ask them. And when you do, you'll get the direct answer. And then you don't have to be caught up inside your head or caught up in the energy of fear. Right? So I really feel for any Cancers that are watching right now. Listen, security is a big thing for Cancers. It's really important for Cancers. I totally understand that. But take action. You know, instead of worrying about the future, if you see something in your current present moment you don't like right now, take action right now to change that. If you're worried about your finances, don't look at the problem you have in front of you, but look at what a solution could be. What could you do to make yourself feel more financially secure? If you're dealing with any sort of emotional insecurity at this time, and you feel like maybe somebody within your relationship has, you know, is mad at you, doesn't like you, etc., confront that person, communicate, take action, and get the answers right here, right now, instead of being caught and stuck inside your head. Okay? So Cancer, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but thank you guys for tuning in nonetheless. And please know that I'm not teasing you. I'm just, you know, I'm with you guys. Been here before plenty of times, and I know exactly how it feels. So I don't want any Cancers to feel like I'm putting you down. I'm not. At the end of the day, I just know where you're coming from. But the best thing we can do, guys, is focus on the present, and that's how we'll get it all figured out. And most importantly, don't reinforce the problem. Always make sure you focus on the solution. All right? All right, my beautiful Cancer peeps. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we finished up our water. We're going to move on into the fire in just a sec. Trish said, I'm so happy when I catch you live. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Thank you, Trish. I appreciate that. I'm happy when you come out. It really means a lot to me. Thank you very, very much, by the way. Really appreciate it. You know, but yeah, we got this, guys. I feel like that Cancer energy was a collective energy, low key. I've seen a lot of people lately like being really like fear, like energy of fear really manifesting in a lot of people. But we have that eclipse coming up, guys. And what we want to start doing to align ourselves with that eclipse energy is we want to start doing the things we want to do. I think sometimes fear is great. This is a collective message. I think sometimes fear is great in the retrospect, that it's a great motivator. Fear really helps you motivate. It really gets you motivated because you don't want the worst outcome to happen, right? So what does fear do? It makes you work to make sure that the worst outcome doesn't happen and you get the best outcome. So sometimes fear can be a positive thing because it motivates you to get the best outcome ever. Now, right now, the best thing we can do to align ourselves with this eclipse that's coming up is to make sure that we're doing what we want to be doing so that we can create longevity in that. So let's say right now, you really want to start a business. This is the time. Let's say right now, you really want to clear out negative energies between you and a friend and be in a very peaceful place. This is the time to hash that out. Let's say right now, you really want to work on yourself and get into a really positive routine that works for you. Start doing that routine. So I feel like right now, for everybody, instead of being in the energy of having your worst fears manifest, the fear is saying, hey, the pressure's on, but let's get this pressure in a positive way to push you in the direction to start doing what you want to be doing so that we can go ahead and promote longevity with this eclipse energy coming in forward. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense, you know? And, you know, at the end of the day, one of the best pieces of advice that I ever heard in my life was if something fucking scares you, then that means you should do it. You know? If something definitely freaks you out, that is the best thing for you to do. Because when you can overcome and conquer a fear, you'll never be scared of it again. I talked about this, I want to say last week or 2 weeks ago, about public speaking. And I know that talking on the camera, even though there's 181 people here, right? It's not like I'm looking at all of you face to face, but you know, public speaking used to be a huge fear of mine back in high school. And I had a project one time where I knew that I needed to do a presentation, but it wasn't like, yeah, come up for 5 minutes tops, read your fucking note cards and sit back down and get an A+. It was, you need to be up here for 15 minutes, no note cards. You need to explain everything that, you know, your project is about and present it. And I was like freaking the fuck out. I was so scared. It was one of my biggest fears because I felt very insecure in who I was, very insecure in my physical features, very insecure in the way that I would speak, very insecure that people would be judging me. All these eyes were on me. There was like 15 kids. I went to a private school. There's like 15 kids in the fucking class. Right? Nothing crazy. But I was so scared. And I got up there and I fucking crushed it. I crushed it in a good way, not a bad way. I went awesome, or it went awesome in general. I had a really awesome actually I think it was almost extended to like 20-minute presentation. I just kept talking, everything free flowed. And then I remembered, you know, I faced my fear and afterwards I was like, what the hell was I worried about? Like, this wasn't that bad at all. So I think that what, you know, when we're in that space, when we have fear in our lives, I think sometimes the best thing we can do is face it, because once you face it and overcome that fear, you're literally never going to fear whatever that is again. So it's nice to do that, you know? But yeah, and just like Sheller said, feel the fear and do it anyways. Absolutely. So hopefully you guys resonate with that kind of story. I'm pretty sure most of you have had a kind of story like that too. If you've ever had a presentation to do, right? Most of the time, I feel like most people are a little nervous to talk in front of the class or to, you know, present anything to people. I feel like people, you know, get very fearful when other people are watching because they're like, I'm going to be judged. But if you've ever been in that perspective before, did you feel better after presenting? Did you actually feel like, oh, wow, this wasn't so bad? Because I've noticed that happens for a lot of people too. All right, though, guys, let's go ahead and keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did our water. We're going to hop on into our fire now and jumping into the fire signs. Let's have a look here at the Ram fam and see what's popping for the Aries, okay? So let's see what we got going on. What do we got going on here for Aries, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. in the next 24 hours. What information is going to be rolling on in here, please, for the zodiac sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got going on here for the Ram fam? You had a jumper card. The Strength card came out for you. You could be connecting with a Leo potentially. This might be a card here that's saying it's time to call on your strengths. I'm hearing for Aries, focus on your strengths. Stop reinforcing your weaknesses. A lot of people reinforce their weaknesses, don't they? You know, I'm not good enough at this. I'm not good enough at that. I suck at this. I suck at that. A lot of people reinforce their weaknesses, but people don't realize that their strengths are fucking awesome. Like, people think that their strengths suck. You know, some people might be really, really smart on a certain topic and be like, yeah, well, that's my only strength. But like, do you know how important and valuable that topic is? You know what I mean? Some people are like, oh, well, like my only strength is like my physical strength. Okay, do you know how much of a great fucking athlete you could be? You know, so like I feel like a lot of people always focus on their weaknesses per se, and they never really focus on their strengths because they devalue their strengths. So Aries, just a random message for you. Stop reinforcing your weaknesses so damn much and stop devaluing your strengths. This is the time to embrace your strengths and recognize they have a purpose and you can really do something with them. Okay? All right, Aries, take that if it resonates. Random message, but I like that message overall. It's empowering for sure. All right, starting out here with the overall energy, we do have here a 3 of Swords in reverse. Taking a look at the current energy for Aries, 10 of Cups in reverse. What it is you're dealing with, we have here the 3 of Wands. And then taking a look here at the outcome for you is going to go ahead and be the King of Swords in the upright position. I'm hearing like it's time to get serious, I mean business. Taking a look at the overall energy for you, 3 of Swords reversed. You're not hurt anymore in regards to a situation. Something is definitely not for you anymore. You're leaving it in the past. It is what it is. It kind of feels like your villain arc is coming, Aries. All right, I definitely get that sense where it's like you've pretty much entered an energy where you are empowering the energy of not giving an F. It's like I'm over a lot of things in life. I'm not letting things hold me back anymore. I'm in a space and time right now where I'm looking into the future, seeing what I want to create, and I'm getting serious about taking action to get things done. So I feel like your next 24 hours, Aries, is definitely going to be quite a motivating next 24 hours for sure. It's a motivating day, but I definitely see structure, planning, figuring out what you're doing and actually taking action and coming up with a game plan here to get things done. Maybe you feel like you've kind of been floating around in your career. I'm not sure what I want for myself. Now it's like I'm ready to buckle down and get serious about my career and figure out where I want to go. You know, same thing can apply too with relationships. Maybe you just have kind of floated around in relationships and connections with people and like you didn't really know what you wanted in a person or wanted in love, but now you're kind of getting ready to figure it all out and make sure that you set boundaries in reference to the people you want to connect with overall. So for Aries that are watching right now, you know, it's about not being hurt anymore from your past and letting a lot of that pain go, but it's also about saying, listen, it's time to prepare myself for the life that I want to live. And I first got to do that by strategically planning the life I want to live, but then most importantly, taking action and getting serious so that I can go ahead and get it done, right? You know, a lot of the time we can say that we want to do things, but if we're just going to do things without no action, if we're just going to do things without a plan, nothing's going to come of it, right? So we have to get structurized, and I feel like that's where many of you are getting into here energetically moving into the next 24 hours, you know? For example, like when I started this channel, I didn't necessarily start this channel with the intention of it becoming everything it is now today. I didn't necessarily start this channel with the intent of it becoming a business, but when I saw the vision there, I did say to myself, all right, it's time to get structured. It's time to take things seriously. If you see this opportunity of this to become your career path, it's time to kind of, you know, hunker down and get to work. So I needed to make sure that I saw the vision. I needed to make sure that I had a game plan, and I needed to make sure I took action rather than just saying, yeah, you know, I'll kind of just float around and see what it'll become. No, I needed to make sure that I worked for it, right? So I feel like for you, Aries, that's your vibe here. It's like you're done letting past negative shit hold you back. You're over a lot of things. Right now, you're really focusing on success and your own personal success. And I think that that's why you're getting into that energy of like, it's time to structurize my life, get to where I need to go, take action, have a plan, and make it freaking happen. So I like it. I really do. It's a very motivating time it feels here for you, okay? So, of course, Aries, do take it if it resonates. Leave it if it doesn't. But thank you guys so much for tuning in nonetheless, okay? All right, my beautiful Ram fam. Thank you guys. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So, we did our water. We did our fire. We're now going to go ahead and hop on into the air sign. And jumping into the air signs, let's take a look here at the Libra gang. What do we got going on here for the Libra, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What information is going to be showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. By the way, for the 200 peeps in the chat, if you guys could drop a like, I'd appreciate it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Really means a lot to me, man. Thank you guys very, very much. All right, Libra, let's see what's up. Real quick, you did have an 8 of Cups come out. 8 of Cups here is a card that represents walking away. So you might be leaving a situation in the next 24 hours. You know what I'm kind of envisioning right now for you, Libra? It's like either the energy of somebody's berating you, or it's kind of like the energy where it's like, you know when someone's just saying shit and you're at that point where you kind of just want to walk out? Whether it's like walking out of an argument because you need to walk away, or walking away from somebody's energy because they're too much or doing too much. Like, I feel like your next 24 hours, you might walk out on somebody, you know? I think that it's the energy of needing to isolate from someone. Maybe you and somebody have been around each other for a very long time and it might irritate you. And it's like, I need to go ahead and just walk out. So I do feel the energy here of you like physically walking away from somebody in the next 24 hours. Depending on whatever context it is, I'm not sure, but it could be an argument, or it could be potentially that maybe somebody is just a little bit too much. Okay, so I do kind of feel like you could be walking away from somebody here physically. All right, but let's go ahead and get on into it. Having a look here at the overall energy for you, we have here the Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this is about not really wanting to communicate at this time with someone. All right, taking a look at your current energy, Page of Cups in reverse, you know, what it is you're dealing with, 4 of Cups in reverse, and then looking at the outcome for you, Libra, 8 of Wands in the reverse position. Yeah, a lot of cards of not wishing to communicate showing up here for you at this time. So there's definitely a lack of communication coming in here for you. Starting out with the overall energy, Page of Swords reversed, and the current energy, Page of Cups reversed. Yeah, it's like you don't really want to communicate with somebody, but I also feel because at the same time you're not communicating with somebody, but at the same time you're not sympathizing with them either. Yeah, I kind of feel like you're not sympathizing with somebody either. I mean, looking at what you're dealing with, 4 cups reversed, you know, it's very hard to kind of sympathize with somebody when you feel like they ignore kind of everything that you bring to the table. Now I kind of get a little bit more perspective here. I understand a little bit better, Libra. I feel like one of the reasons why you're probably not communicating with somebody at this time is because you don't really feel like you're being listened to. You don't really feel like you're being, you know, paid attention to. You don't really feel like your words carry anything with this person because they just don't seem to be present ever. It's almost like you're dealing with somebody who is a brick wall. It's like you'll talk to them and it goes in one ear and out the next. So I think you're really tired of somebody here just not being present or not showing up for you or not being present with you overall. And it kind of makes you feel like, what's the point of even hanging out, or what's the point of even talking to you, right? If you're never going to pay attention to me. So Libras, keep that in mind here for your next 24 hours, because I feel like what you're doing here with the outcome, 8 of Wands reversed, is you're kind of getting to that point where it's like, if you're not interested in me because it seems like you're exclaiming so much disinterest, then I'm not going to go ahead and do things anymore to try to keep you interested in me. I'm not going to contact you. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to sit here and try if you're not even willing to listen. Yeah, I've been there before. I've been there in dating. I've been there in friendships, and it's not fun. You know, it's not fun when you feel like somebody ignores every word you say, and then they go right back on to talking about themselves and their life and yada, 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 right? You ever have that happen? It's like you try to have a conversation with somebody, you want them to take interest in what you're talking about, and then they fucking steamroll right over it and go right back to what they were talking about. It's like, if you can't take any sort of interest, then why the hell am I going to keep on taking interest in you? It's a two-way street. You know, so situations like that, been there before, not the most fun situations to be a part of. So Libra, I don't blame you, baby, okay? All right, though, Team Libra, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Thank you for tuning in, though, guys. Really, really appreciate you, okay? All right, guys. Fawn said, thank you, and I spoke to my husband about this last night. Got you. Absolutely. Shelro said, spot on, and thank you. Very happy to help, Shelro. Thank you for tuning in again. By the way, Marissa said, hey, I'm making my mom watch today. Shout out to Mama Marissa. All right, that's what's up. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to you and the mom. All right. Zephyr said, is this a thing with our moms again? It could be. It could be. You know, it definitely could be friend, family member, lover. It happens, you know. Could be anybody there if it resonates, you know. Shelro said, it's a repetitive cycle that I've noticed and picked up on a lot lately. Yeah, it sucks though too, guys, because it's like, you know, I think that there are people who genuinely can have a hard time being present, and it's not that they're, you know, bored of you or ignoring you, it's that they can struggle with being present, right? I think that that definitely is a thing. There's a lot of people that can struggle with being present depending on the factors that are going on in their life. But when there are people who are avidly really about themselves and they never seem to take other people into account, that's a different story, right? So there's a difference here. You know, if you're dealing with somebody, right, that doesn't want to pay attention to you because they are just only thinking of themselves, that's a person you probably want to avoid. But if there's a person you're dealing with who's kind of like tuning out and disconnecting from reality, but kind of just can't help it at this time because of how much they're going through, they may not mean it personally. It just may be that they're going through a lot, right? For sure, for sure. Locks of Love, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in, Locks of Love Tarot, or Locks of Love Tarot. I almost said Locks of Love Tarot. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Catherine said they're the same people that are the first to get mad at you once you detach yourself and refuse or refocus interest. Yeah, literally. Absolutely. Yeah, people in my past used to get mad at me when I like started cutting people off. Like the people I cut off would be mad at me. They're like, "Why'd you cut me off?" I'm like, "You never gave a fuck. What do you mean?" Listen, guys, there's a whole different side of me that you don't see, the savage side of me. When that savage side of me comes out, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. So like if people are like, you know, if people are screwing me over in my life, or if I cut somebody off, I cut you off for good reason. And then if you come to me and you're like, "Well, why'd you cut me off?" You know what I'm going to say? "What do you mean?" That's going to be my first response. What do you mean? Look at your actions. See what you've done. Figure it out. Listen, that could be my toxic trait sometimes, baby. I could just be like, figure it out. You know what I mean? But it's like that, bro. It happens sometimes. I think that sometimes people don't realize how they treat other people until they walk away. That's the number one thing for sure. Yeah. That's the number one thing for sure. People never realize, you know, how they treated you until the person that they treated poorly walks away. For sure, for sure. Yeah. Listen, guys, I am a very positive person, but everybody has toxic traits sometimes. Mine will come out sometimes if you piss me off a little too much, you know? Doesn't mean I don't work on it, though. I do work on it. Cat05 said, "Nah, it's a healthy boundary." Yeah, well, it's healthy to stand up for yourself. That's what I've been really like zoned in on for the past couple of years. Because as a kid, I didn't stand up for myself for shit. And I say kid from like 11 to 17. As a child, even, I never stood up for myself. I was always the person that would let people walk over me. And I had to fix that. I really did. So I've been working on that consistently for years now. Because it was very easy for me to get walked all over. Very, very easy. Yeah. It's a good boundary to stand up for yourself. A lot of people get pissed off when you do, but then you got to realize the people who get pissed off for you standing up for yourself are the bullies because they want to take advantage, right? Just saying. All right, guys. So we did our water, we did our fire, we did our air, jumping on into the earth sign. Let's go ahead and have a look here at the Capricorn. What's going on for the Cappy, baby? Message is here for Team Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. In the next 24 hours. What information is going to be showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours? What do we got going on? All right, Team Capricorn, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves one more shuffle showing up over here, and we'll see what we got going on, baby. Hopefully, we're looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. Cappy, overall energy for you is going to be the 9 of Wands. So you could be connecting here possibly with a fire sign, Aries, Sag, or Leo. Having a look here at your current energy, we got the star, what it is you're dealing with. We have here the moon in reverse. And then the outcome for you, Capricorn, is going to go ahead and be the 2 of Cups. Okay. So as far as what I'm seeing here for Cappies, let's talk about it. 9 of Wands here to the star card in the upright position. You know, it kind of feels to me for you guys at this time, it's like you've been feeling a little hesitant taking action towards something you really want to align to. You know, there's something that's really been on your mind, something you've been really focused on, but I feel like you're not going for it, Capricorn. Maybe there is a new beginning you've had in mind. Maybe you've had an idea kind of teeter-tottered around in your head. You thought about starting something, whether it's a project, maybe it's a business. You have some sort of idea, I feel like. It's been floating around, but you haven't been taking action on it. You know, looking at what you're dealing with, moon in reverse, I feel like what I'm hearing from Capricorns is like, I just don't have the time and I don't have the energy to put into something right now. So like, let's say you wanted to start a business. You're saying to yourself, well, I just don't have the time and energy to put my energy into a business, or maybe there's a romantic partner here and it's like I just don't have the time to give myself to love and give myself to a relationship because of everything else going in my life. So Capricorn, I'm seeing like the main issue here being time and being energetic investment, because you feel like you have so much going on in your world that it's hard to set aside time to do other things that maybe potentially you'd want, or to invite in new things in your life that maybe you'd potentially want. Does that make sense? Because that's what I feel is showing up, Capricorn. And one of the best things I learned in my life is that if you want to make time for it, you can. I know that 24 hours in a day feels like it's nothing. I know that the life you live can feel incredibly hectic. You know, most of us every day are living in a trap. And what do I mean by that? Well, Owen says it best. You go to work every day. You wake up early in the morning. You go to work. By the time you come home from work, what do you have left out of your day? Probably like 4 hours before you got to sleep. So what are you going to do in those 4 hours? You're going to watch TV. Okay, maybe you're going to go hang out with your significant other and watch TV together. You're going to eat dinner. You're going to brush your teeth. You're going to go to sleep. You know, did you have extra time to do what you really wanted to do? Did you have extra time to go potentially start working on that business you wanted? Did you have time to, start doing those other things that you wanted? Probably not, because you wanted to bring in the comforts of life, right? The rest, the relaxation, the rejuvenation, because I only have 4 hours of my day left. Of course I want to chill. Of course I want to relax. But the truth is that we can make time for things if we really wanted to. In those 4 hours when you came home from work, did you need to watch TV, or could you have started working on your side business? You could have started working on your side business. Don't get me wrong. Do you really want to after coming home from a long day of work? Probably not. But a lot of people have to build things by doing the things they don't want first. 100%. To build things, sometimes you got to do the things you don't want first. So for any Capricorns that are watching here at this time, I feel like you just don't feel like you have time, and you don't really feel like you have any sort of energy to give to what you want. But the truth is you have to make it. You have to make the time, and you have to make up that energy, and you have to be willing to sacrifice some things in order to get around it, to get to where you want to go. Okay? Because looking at the outcome here, Capricorn, Two of Cups here says, Capricorn, you can have whatever your heart desires, but it might take you a little bit of overtime showing up here for you, right? You know, for example, a lot of people look at people who are self-employed and they are like, man, self-employed people, they live their best life. They're their own boss. They can make up their own hours. The one thing that always makes me laugh and chuckle a little bit is the you can make up your own hours kind of thing, because it's almost like I'm never off the clock. And I don't think a lot of people get that. You know, it's kind of nice when you think of a 9 to 5 sometimes, where it's like you go in at 9, you come out at 5, and then you can chill for the rest of your day. But in my retrospect, there is no off the clock. You know, I do work for a lot of hours a day, and then after I'm done shooting and recording videos, I'm editing videos for hours a day, and then I'm reading emails for hours a day, you know, so you're never off the clock. And if I want to fit anything else into my schedule, no matter how hectic my life is, I still will do what I can to set aside time to do it. So you just got to do what you can. There's going to be certain sacrifices that need to be made, but if you want to do something, if you want to bring something into your life, if you wish to align somewhere, you can get around that busy schedule you might have. Okay? All right, baby. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Capricorn, do take it if it resonates and leave it if it doesn't, but thank you very much for tuning in nonetheless, okay? All right, guys. So we finished up our second batch of Zodiacs. We're going to move into our last and final batch in just a sec. I'm just taking a short temporary break, okay? Cat05 said, my parents run their own business, always working. For sure. Yeah. When you run your own business, it's a lot. It's a lot to do, guys. But it's also very gratifying when you think about it too, right? Running your own business is gratifying because you're building something from the ground up. It's beautiful. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of work. It's, you know, there's moments where you might even have a fucking breakdown or two. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Running a business ain't fucking easy. It's not. But it's something that's gratifying in the end, you know? And you get to do what you want to do in your life, you know? Marissa Ant, do you do birth chart readings? I don't, because I'm a pretty like sad astrologer, if you will, because I never associate myself as an astrologer. I've taken the time to learn astrology, but I don't have it all down. And I'm that type of person where it's like, until I master something, I will not do it. You know what I mean? So I would never do like a birth chart service or anything like that until I know that I've mastered it and I'm confident and comfortable enough to know that I can deliver something of quality to whoever I'd be reading for. You know, Poppy K said, a big shout out to Goodman. That's facts. Shout out to Goodman all the time. Thank you, Goody, always for the timestamps. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very, very much. But yeah, in reference to birth chart readings, Marissa, I do not do them, but I would like to do them at some point in the future. I would like to master astrology. I think it would be really cool to bring a lot of astrology information and just knowledge into tarot as well and combine the two. I think it'd be cool. For sure, for sure. Yeah, I've always loved that idea of like doing tarot and astrology together. I wish I knew more. It would be cool. Just chilling. Lucky said, hi, Cancer Moons. Hello. How are you? By the way, Dougie Money, thank you for subbing to the channel. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. You're welcome, Goodman. No problem. All right, guys. We're going to hop on into it in just a sec. Actually, you know what? Real quick. I think I'm going to get a drink real fast, everybody, before I go ahead and finish up. Do I have any more in here? No, I don't. Let me get a drink real quick, guys. Let me go ahead and coat my throat because I kind of feel like the allergies kicking up a little bit. Let me get a drink real fast, and then we'll finish the last 4 signs. So give me about a minute or two. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. If anything, go grab yourself some chips and a snack because we will be right back. So give me 2 seconds, guys, and we'll be right back, okay?
I don't wanna fall in love. I just wanna have some fun, yeah. I don't wanna fall in love. I just wanna have some fun. I don't wanna fall in love, 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 fall in love. I don't wanna fall in love. I don't wanna fall in love. Fall in love. I just wanna have some fun, yeah. I don't wanna fall in love. I just wanna have some fun. I don't wanna fall in love. I just wanna have some fun, yeah.
All right, guys, and we are back. Thank you all so much for your patience. Really, really appreciate it. And let's get on into our last 4 signs here for the daily reading. Jumping back on into our water, let's have a look here at the Scorpio gang. Let's see what's going on here, everybody. What do we got showing up here for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. In the next 24 hours, what information is going to be showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Team Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got going on? All right, Team Scorpio, we're going to get ourselves this last, and we're going to get this final shuffle, and we'll see what's popping, baby. Hopefully, we'll be looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. Scorpio, overall energy for you is going to be a 9 of Swords. Okay, we'll see what this is about in just a sec. Having a look here at your current energy, we got the 6 of Swords, what it is you're dealing with. We got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And then taking a look here at the outcome for you, is going to be the Queen of Pentacles, huh? All right, Scorpio, let's see what's happening here for you. So I do think that for many of you, you are moving towards, or moving past per se, a place of either being in a little bit of a low vibration, being a little upset, a little nervous, anxious, things of that nature here. You know, the Nine of Swords can be a card here that represents that you're just not in the best place mentally, but I do feel that you'll be overcoming that moving into tomorrow. Now, looking at what it is you're dealing with, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Nine of Pentacles reverse can be the energy of sometimes having a little bit of a difficulty being on your own, because you might have felt like maybe for the past day or two, or maybe it's been the past few days, Scorpio, that you've been kind of isolated, or maybe you've kept to yourself, or maybe just nobody's been around, and you might have been kind of caught up inside your head here at this time, and you're kind of starting to realize, I need to be content and comfortable in myself. And right now, if I'm not feeling that way, then I need to focus on what I can do to figure out how to feel content and comfortable within myself. You know, I think that for Scorpios that are watching here, maybe you've kind of just been feeling a little lonely lately. And if that's been the case here for you, it's like, what can I do? And rather than focusing on, okay, I feel lonely, what can I do right now to feel comfortable within myself and feel comfortable in my own company? So looking at the outcome here, Queen of Pentacles, I definitely sense that many of you are going to be analyzing here moving into the next 24 hours, what you need to do to figure out how to be comfortable being on your own, and what you can do for self-entertainment, and what you can do for comfortability and security. And I think that you're going to be taking your feelings into account here and really kind of learning how to take care of them, and you're going to start this process of getting comfortable with being in your own energy. You know, for some Scorpios watching, maybe it's been a while since you've been in your own energy, and it feels weird, it feels abrupt, it feels awkward, but you're starting to figure it out, you're starting to get the hang of it again, is what I'm seeing for many of you too. So I think you're just trying to figure out how to get back into good company when you're in company of yourself, and how to enjoy being on your own a little bit more, especially if you haven't been enjoying it a lot previously. Okay, so I see you figuring that out here, Scorps, for sure. You know, I think that for everybody's different. I know that I enjoy my alone time, but I also know that there's some times where I'm, you know, maybe nobody's around and I'm like really bored, and I'm like, man, I feel kind of sad that I'm here by myself, you know? Sometimes I get into that vibe here as well. And the one thing that I like to do is that instead of focusing on that feeling, I ask myself, well, what can I do right now to make this, you know, energy of being on my own feel better? What can I do to make myself feel better? What can I do to enjoy my time more with what it is I'm doing? And when you ask yourself that, you know, you'll figure it out. All right, Scorpio, so you guys are going to be okay. I think you're going to be moving past this energy of the Nine of Swords in the next 24 hours. And once you tap into the Queen of Pentacles, figuring out what you need to do to help yourself, you're going to get it figured out here overall. All right, sweet. I like it. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So Scorpio, thank you for tuning in. Take it if it resonates. Of course, leave it if it doesn't, okay? So we did all of our water signs here for today's daily reading. Jumping into the fire, let's have a look here at the Leo, and we'll see what's going on. What's going to be showing up here for Leo, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What information is rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Leo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. All right, Team Leo, give me 1 second, guys. Let me go ahead and give you one more shuffle, and we shall see what is up. Hopefully all is well. Leo, overall energy for you is going to be the Queen of Swords. You could be connecting here potentially with a air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Having a look here at your current energy, Queen of Wands in reverse. What you're dealing with, Leo, Death in the upright, looking at the outcome for you, is going to go ahead and be the Ace of Swords. This is giving me the vibe of embracing change. I think the change you're embracing is the change of the person that you're choosing to become. You're a different person, Leo. I kind of feel that vibe for you right now. And actually, if you haven't seen your mid-month yet, I would check it out. Very powerful monthly or mid-monthly reading, if you will. And I feel like it correlates a little bit to today's message for your next 24 hours. So let's talk about it. Queen of Swords here, Queen of Wands reversed. I think you're recognizing that you don't always have to be a light to people that bring so much darkness. Let me say that again. You don't always have to be a light to people that bring so much darkness. Because even if your light outshines their dark, the people who bring the darkness don't always deserve or are worthy of the light you bring. So I feel like what's happening here is for many of you, you're not going to sit there and keep on putting yourself on the line for people who are proving to you that they don't give a shit. You're not going to keep putting yourself on the line for people who are showing you that they don't care. You know, looking at what you're dealing with, the Death card, you know, it's time for me to change in this retrospect, that I'm going to stand up for myself and that I'm going to detach from people who are trying to take away my light. You know, people who bring the darkness, they want to dim your light. And that's not something that you're allowing them to do here at this time, Leo. So I feel like moving into your next 24 hours, the change and transformation taking place here is you're not making your light available for those of the, those individuals in your life that bring the darkness. Looking at the outcome here, Ace of Swords, I'm going to stand in my truth. I'm going to stand in my power. I'm going to stand in my light, but I'm not going to be afraid to swing my sword if somebody comes in over here trying to dim me. Okay? Point blank, period. This is a message. If it was the title of a YouTube video, I would say, Leo, you're not going to let them dim your light, okay? That's the vibe that I'm seeing here showing up for you moving into your next 24 hours. So I think that that's what's changing within you. I've seen a lot of Leos in my life deal with people and give a lot of people so much benefit of the doubt. I've seen a lot of Leos in my life continue to share and give so much love to other people who maybe didn't deserve it. And that's a great quality, don't get me wrong. It's a great quality to give love to everybody, even the people who maybe aren't bringing the love into your life because maybe they need love too. But sometimes I'm about that action of people do get what they deserve. And I think that if people are bringing in energies that are not beneficial to you or energies that are trying to attack you, I would say that they're not deserving of your love and your light. And you know what? Those are people that are just trying to dim you. And if you got people that are trying to dim you, cut them off and outshine them anyways. All right, Leo, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Of course, do take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but thank you guys so much for tuning in nonetheless, okay? All right, guys, so all the fire for today is done, all the water is done, jumping on into the air sign. Let's see what's going on here for the Gemini, baby. What's going on here for Team Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. In the next 24 hours. Why do I think it's the weekend read today? It's literally Monday, Anthony. Come on now. What do we got going on here for Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got going on? All right, Team Gemini, let's get one more shuffle, and we'll see what's up. What's going on for the gems? Starting out here with the overall energy for you, we have here the 9 of Cups. You could be connecting here with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Having a look at your current energy, we got the 6 of Pentacles. Looking at what you're dealing with, Gemini, we have here the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And then looking at the outcome, we have the Ace of Pentacles in the upright position. That's a lot of Pentacle energy showing up here for you guys. So let's talk about it. First things first, 9 of Cups here to the 6 of Pentacles. It does feel to me like right now, between you and somebody else, there's a lot of balance showing up at this time. And there's also a lot of happiness showing up too, because 9 of Cups is the energy of fulfillment. So I feel like in some relationship in your life, whether it's a friendship, a romantic relationship, whatever it may be, you're pretty content being with somebody. Like you really feel connected to them in a good way. Looking at what you're dealing with, 9 of Pentacles reverse. This is somebody you want to continue to be around. It's like you don't want to avoid them. You don't want to push them away. Like this is somebody you genuinely want to surround yourself with. So I do see for some Geminis, maybe you've met somebody romantically that you're very intrigued with and you want to be around them often. You really enjoy your time and value your time with them. And if that's the case for Geminis dealing with something romantic here, looking at the outcome, Ace of Pentacles, I feel like this is going to be a situation that has the opportunity to turn into something so much more in reference to love and romance. Now, if this is not about love and romance, I'm kind of getting the feeling here that if this is a friendship, this is going to be an opportune time to create a really wonderful friendship with somebody. I just feel like not Leo, excuse me, you could be dealing with a Leo, but Gemini, I feel like you're just catching a vibe. You're really connecting with somebody here in your life, whether it's friendly or whether it's romantic, and it feels pretty damn good. It's like there's a lot of opportunity here for this to become so much more later on in the future. So if it is a romantic connection, this has an opportunity to become a relationship in the future. If this is a job opportunity, this has a chance to become a really, really amazing and abundant job for you. If this is a friend, really awesome friendship, you guys get the point, So I feel that showing up here right now. You're really content and happy, and there's a lot of balance with some specific relationship to someone or something in your life, and you're happy with it. And I think that in the next 24 hours, you're going to start to see the vision, and you're going to start to see the opportunity being presented to you that this situation can and most likely will become so much more. All right, sweet. So some of you guys are getting insights here to your future, like if you're dealing with somebody romantically, it's like, yeah, I think this person's going to be my future boyfriend, girlfriend. If this is a business, maybe there's a business opportunity coming in and you're like, yeah, this is going to be my business in the future, XYZ, That's what I feel here for Geminis. You're starting to see the future with something that you're really happy with already. You see the opportunity in it, okay? All right, guys, so let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Of course, Gemini 2, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but thank you for coming out here nonetheless, okay? So we did our water, we did our fire, we did our air. Going on to our last but not least zodiac sign, let's go ahead and have a look here at the bull gang and see what's popping here for Taurus. What do we got going on, baby? Messages here for Team Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. in the next 24 hours. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. All right, my beautiful bull gang, we're gonna go ahead, excuse me, and get this last and final shuffle, and we'll see what's up here, baby. Hopefully all is well. Taurus, taking a look here at the overall energy for you. What do we got? We got here the Four of Wands in reverse. Having a look here at your current energy, Star in reverse, what it is you're dealing with. Six of Swords, like that. Looking at the outcome, Eight of Cups. Taurus, I feel like I'm hearing like your luck is about to change. And now keep in mind, I don't believe in luck. I believe we make our own luck, if you will, but I'm hearing like things are going to turn around here for you, especially if they haven't been very fulfilling, if it feels like you haven't been aligned to where you really should be, or if you haven't been where you were supposed to be. It's like you're about to get going where you need to be, okay? Let's talk about it real quick. Four of Wands reversed here, Star reversed. Something in your life has been very unstable. I'm also hearing something in your life could potentially be unhealthy, whether it's a person, a job, etc. There's something here that brought in a lot of added stress for you, Taurus, and you really quickly realized very fast that this situation is not something you want in your life, you know? So I think that you've been going through something for a while where maybe you were in a really rough relationship, you were in a really rough working environment, you weren't fulfilled, you're like, this is not where I want to be, I'm not happy, and it felt like you were stuck there for quite some time. But looking at the next 24 hours, Six of Swords, I think you're starting to move on from that direction. You're starting to get a sense of direction of where you need to go. It does feel to me like things are starting to work within your favor. And looking at the outcome here, Eight of Cups, you're walking out of that environment that wasn't the environment suiting you anyways. So for any Bull Gang members watching, if you've been in a little bit of a rough spot, I see you walking out of that rough spot in the next 24 hours and starting to feel like things are finally starting to align for you. Now, keep in mind, walking out of a shitty situation is the first step to take to align to somewhere that you actually want to be, right? So for example, if you want an amazing and loving relationship, but you're with a toxic person, the first step would be to leave the toxic person so that you can be single, so that you can be open to meeting somebody new and potentially meeting the new amazing person. You know, if you hate your job, but you want a fulfilling job and a job that makes you a lot of money, the first thing to do is to start looking for different jobs you can actually invest into. Look at different jobs you can apply to that you feel would align with your skill set and it would align with what you want financially, and that would make you happy, right? So the first step is always taking a look, not of where you're at and unhappy with, but where you can go and start getting a game plan concocted to go ahead and get over there. So Taurians, that's the vibe here for you. I see the turnaround happening for you. It feels like things are finally now favorable for you at this time because you've been seeking a new direction, and I feel like the new direction is revealing itself to you in the next 24 hours, and I'm very happy to see that for you. Okay? All right, my beautiful Taurus, thank you for tuning in. Of course, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but thank you guys so much for coming out here nonetheless. And with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for coming out here to the daily reading. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed your daily read here today with me, guys. I had a lot of fun as always, and I hope you had some fun as well. I did want to mention, everybody, I do have Leo today and Sagittarius uploaded. So if you're a Sag or a Leo, check out your mid-April 2023 tarot reading. It's currently posted on my YouTube channel. Actually, all the fire signs are uploaded for mid-April. So if you're an Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, and you haven't seen your mid-April check-in yet, check out your mid-April video for your individual zodiac sign. And hopefully you guys do enjoy it, okay? I did want to mention as well, for the 209 peeps in the chat, if you guys can drop a like, that'd be sweet. Thank you guys for tuning in. You always make my day, so thank you guys for your love and for your support. I don't believe there was any donations today, but if anybody did happen to donate, thank you anyways. I really appreciate that. Helps out a lot more than you know. Just want to give you guys a little bit of the rundown of the game plan this week. This week, I'm going to be working on the mid-months for mid-April, so I'll be getting those videos out as quickly as possible. So stay tuned. I'll be getting them out as fast as I can, all right? And also, if anybody is interested in personal readings have been restocked. So all personal reading services are restocked on my website. If you want to check them out, head over to my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's going to be the first link in my description box below, all right? All right, though, guys, if you're new here, consider subscribing. I'd be more than happy to have you. But with that being said, y'all, have a great rest of your day. Happy Monday. Make sure you're setting intentions to make this week a great week, and I will go ahead and see everybody in the next video. Much love to my soul family, and guys, take care and have yourselves a good one. Peace.